Hello all, this is your Nimmy Rijo with you, and today I'm moving on to grade 9 Moments textbook, and today we're looking into the chapter called The Lost Child. The Lost Child, it's all about a child who was lost in a fair. But before moving into the story, we have to look into the author of the story. The author is Raj Anand. Raj Anand is an Indian writer. So being a student to learn Indian writers' work, we should be proud enough. Raj Anand's Coolie and other works are quite familiar because Raj Anand normally depicts the realistic characters. Among that, one character is a lost child. So when you read the story, you might feel there are a lot of features, you feel there are a lot of elements about your childhood. Maybe you feel that you are the lost child. Maybe you had a similar experience. Just like that, you have a character over here called a child. So when the story begins, it is which season? It is the season of spring. Okay, so you all know season of spring everybody like. Season of spring means full of flowers and leaves. It's so beautiful. Maybe that's the reason why I wore this dress also. It's full of flowers and trees. It's so beautiful. Everybody likes spring season, right? So that's about the season. Now, what happens? Father, mother and the child. Three of them started their journey. So as it's spring season, even in your place, wherever you are from, you might have seen small exhibitions and fair around your area. Exactly like that, there was an exhibition over there. And in that exhibition, our father, mother and the child, three of them started their journey. So when they started their journey, what happened? They could see many people over there. There was a huge crowd over there. So in that crowd, there were few people on the horse, there were few on the bullock carts, and few of them were in the cycle, and few of them were walking. So they were walking and going for the fair. From that only you are able to understand the difference between the people, the social class difference. Because why am I putting this into it is because Raj Anand was a person who has written a lot about the difference in the social class. You all know what are the different classes: high class, lower class, the middle class. I am sure you have learned in your social studies. So from the background itself, it's very clear. They are just walking. There are other people who are the horse. So who will have the horse? The upper class people. So they belong to lower class. Maybe they are in poverty, or maybe they are a little poor when compared to the people who are there in the horse. So we got one idea that they are not financially that stable. Okay, so we can continue with the story. So what happened? The fair goes on and they moves into the fair. So while they move into this fair, there are a lot of fascinating things for children. For them, even that small butterfly or a small ant, that's something which they love a lot. So the child was walking to the fair. While walking, he could see people selling things over here and there. So he saw some toys over there and literally he wanted the toy. So he asked, "Father, mother, I want that toy." But then he was very sure there was complete silence from the father and the mother. He was very sure that they are not going to buy. The reason I already told you, because of their poor condition. So but the child was continuously asking for this. So just to change his attention, the mother said, "Hey child, look over there. What do you see over there? That's a mustard field." So there's a beautiful mustard field. Have you ever seen a mustard field? Mustard field is a field with lot of, you know what is a mustard, right? So it's always filled with yellow flowers. Okay, so that beautiful, I'm sure you can get that image in your mind. This is the technique of authors, having that element of bringing in the images into your mind. So the child could see the mustard field filled with yellow flowers. So the child, from the road, he moved towards the mustard field and he started walking to the mustard field. So as he's walking the mustard field, he could see lot of flies and insects and butterflies. So he started going behind that to catch those beautiful butterflies. But at that time, again mother said, "Come back to the road." So again the child came back to the road. Again the journey moved forward. Again the child saw dove over there. You might have seen over there toys, flies, the mustard field, and then also the dove was also there. So dove, seeing the dove also, the child was so happy. Then again they move forward and they reach the fair, the main fair. So a lot of things being sold out. You can imagine if you go with your parents, how would you say, I want that, I want this. You don't know what. You have a confusion of what to select. So the same way over there, even this child was confused. So initially the child saw the sweet meat seller. So now what sweet meat seller said, gulab jam or jaggery, jalebi, like that, going on and on and on. So boy said, father, mother, I want sweets, I want sweets. The child started crying. But then obviously the answer would be as usual, no. Again he moved forward and then he saw the flowers. And those flowers were well arranged. So he wanted the gulmohar. Do you know what is gulmohar? Gulmohar is a beautiful flower, red in color. And basically it is seen that flower normally blooms the month of May. So people also call the flower as Mayflower. Okay, it's almost red and yellow in color. I used to remember in our childhood, from the gulmohar tree we used to get that one nice pointed color petals. Okay, so what do we do normally? You know, those petals we can remove a small side, we keep it as a nails, and just like those we can enact. This is something what I used to do during my childhood. So he saw the flowers, but then again he moved out and he saw one man selling the balloons and all the colors, red, green, blue and things like that. So then he started crying, father, mother, I wanted balloons. Again also obviously the answer would be no. So then the boy moved forward and he saw a snake charmer. Do you know who's a snake charmer? So snake charmer is a person normally who trains the snake. So the snake charmer is a person who will carry these snakes and come in. So he has a flute, and with the flute he played horse music. Horse music, H-O-A-R-S-E. Horse music means which is not pleasant to other ears. So he was playing with the flute. Okay. So now what happened? The boy got so amazed, but then he remembered that his father has told once not to go to that snake charmer or horse music, because we don't know what will the snake do later on. So child moved again forward and he saw a beautiful roundabout. I'm sure everybody over there, you have seen the roundabout, right? Roundabout we'll have the horse's head and all, and that's a particular vehicle. It will go round and round according with the help of electricity. So there it was roundabout. Seeing that, the child was, I need to go to the roundabout. At this time he was so sure, because all others he denied. Okay, fine, no problem. But then roundabout he wanted. And then after some time he's not getting a reply, not even a yes or no or nothing. Come forward. Or else every time what does the father and mother say? Come child, come. Come child, come. But this time there was no response. The child turned back to just check what is happening. He couldn't find his father and mother. Father and mother was not there. He was shocked, because all this while he was walking with the father and the mother, all of a sudden it was lost. The father and both of them were lost. Actually the child was lost. He didn't know what to do. He started crying so loudly. He was crying and crying, calling out father, mother, father, mother, but nobody came in. At last there was a man who heard the cry, came to the child. He carried the child and he asked, what happened? What is the problem? But the child said, father, mother, father, mother. The man again asked, what is your father's name? What is it? He was asking questions. But the child only said one thing. What is that one thing? I want my father, I want my mother. This is something which you should also think about. Did you ever value your parents? When it is needed, you are supposed to value your parents. You are supposed to value your parents every time, especially every single time. They are working hard for you. And what are you supposed to return? Right now as students, you have to return back by studying well, by getting a good job in the future. But then most of them are quite lazy enough, they just walk about hither and thither. That should be completely avoided. So that particular man took the child and said, see, look over there, what do you see over there? Can't you see over there roundabout? Come, I'll take you there. So boy said, no, I want my father, I want my mother. Again that man said, see, that's a snake charmer, would you like to listen to it? I will take you. But again the child said, I want my father, I want my mother. And then again the man said, see, sweetmeat seller, would you like to have some sweets? So when he reached the sweetmeat seller before, he was crying to his father and mother, I want burfi. But now he said, I want my father and mother. I don't want any sweets. I want my father and mother. With that, the story ends. I want my father, I want my mother. That is the last statement of the story. From this, what I would like to tell you is, everybody should value your parents. The theme of the story, Raj Anand is trying to portray is to value your parents. To all the listeners who are listening to me, please value your parents, because parents are the biggest assets in your life. If you don't realize it now, later they won't be there when you realize it. So please understand the value of your parents. This was the last statement the child said in the story. Like that, every day let us be wanting for father and the mother. Now, moving on to the important questions of the chapter. The first question normally they would ask is, what was the boy attracted to? That is why I made all these points. He was attracted to toys, flies, mustard fields, sweetmeat seller, flowers, balloons, snake charmer and roundabout. This is one important question which always he wanted. The second question normally they said is, boy, initially he was interested in all these things, but later the boy loses his interest in all these things. Why do you think so? This is the second most important question. So over there you can write the answer as, because he started to understand the importance of the father and the mother. He understood, he realized that more than all these things, all the materialistic things, he was treasuring. The important thing what he wanted was his father and the mother. So that is what the story is all about. Don't forget what I told you. Please value your parents. They are your biggest assets. You will never get another mother or another father. You can get anything in this materialistic world, but there's one thing what you won't get in this world, and that is your father and your mother. So start valuing them. That's all for today's class. See you in the next session. Until then, your Nimmy, Rijo signing up. Wait and watch for the other videos. If you need any help from me, do post it in the comment box. So what are you waiting for? Like the video and share it to your friend that he also gained from the studies. Okay? Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe during this time, because only then we will meet one day. Thank you and have a good day. Bye.